Barcelona are preparing an official bid for Mason Greenwood as the Catalans look to boost their attack. The Juventus board have chosen Igor Tudor's replacement, and the new manager's name is already out there. And Lewandowski has said yes to an English giant who's bringing him back to the Premier League. We're covering all that and more in today's video. Guys, let's try and hit 350 thumbs up on this one. Your support helps us make even better content for you. Let's get right into the latest transfer gossip. Juventus are at a real crossroads. According to Fabrizio Romano, the club is already looking at options in case they sack Igor Tudor. The pressure is mounting. The loss to Real Madrid was another huge blow, and the board has given the Croatian boss just one game to prove he deserves to stay. If not, the manager's hot seat will be free. There's no shortage of candidates. The Italian media says the list includes names every fan in Italy knows: Raffaele Palladino, Luciano Spalletti, and Roberto Mancini. Romano says these are the ones to watch. But don't rule out a foreign manager if Juve decides it's time for a new direction. After 10 years of dominating Serie A and getting to Champions League finals, the club is now stuck in limbo. Their last league title was back in 2019-20, and since then, they just haven't found a project to get them back to the top. Mancini's name is being mentioned a lot. His experience in Serie A is massive. Fiorentina, Lazio, Inter, and then the national team. He knows the league inside out and understands how to build a team for the long run. But Spalletti is another heavyweight contender. His career has taken him to Roma, Inter, and Napoli, where he showed he can build a system that works and gets results. It makes sense that he's one of the frontrunners in this race. Palladino is the newer option, young and ambitious. The Italian press has noted that he, much like Edin Terzic, is seen more as a short-term fix to steady the ship. That's a real possibility, especially since the Juve board is worried about another wasted season due to drawn-out experiments. The bottom line is that Tudor's job is literally hanging by a thread. The team is outside the Champions League spots, results are poor, and the fans and media are piling on the pressure. As sources close to the board have said, Juve's problems right now are less about refereeing mistakes and more about sluggishness, sloppy play, and a lack of focus at the back. The situation is critical, and a change of manager is looking more and more likely. Robert Lewandowski is back on Manchester United's radar, and this could be one of the most interesting deals next summer. According to the Daily Star, the Red Devils are looking at signing the Polish striker on a free when his Barcelona contract runs out at the end of the season. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Lewandowski's situation at Barca is looking shaky, with all signs pointing to a potential exit for the 37-year-old. What makes this story so juicy? Lewandowski actually agreed to join United over a decade ago when he was at Borussia Dortmund and Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge at Old Trafford. That move never happened, but now fate might just be giving them a second chance. Guys, don't forget to leave your reaction on this video. It's a massive help for the channel. Hit that thumbs up or down right now would be great, and drop a comment. We'd really appreciate it. Barcelona do have an option to extend his contract for another 12 months, but the big question is whether they'll trigger it. Sources suggest there are serious doubts inside the club. The reason is simple: Hansi Flick's demanding, high-intensity pressing game. The German coach's style depends on dominating the opposition's half, and a huge part of that falls on the forwards. At 37, Lewandowski is still a top-quality striker, no doubt. This season, he's got 4 goals in 9 games, which isn't bad, but it's clearly not the crazy numbers we're used to from him in his best years. And that's Barcelona's big dilemma. Does the veteran still have the legs for such a demanding game? It seems the club is leaning towards no and sees next summer as the perfect time to reboot their attack. Now, over to Manchester United. Since Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his team have taken over, the club's transfer policy has completely changed. No more Hollywood signings, no more superstars on massive wages with little to give back. The philosophy has shifted to young, hungry players with potential. And here's the fair question: does a 37-year-old Lewandowski really fit into that new model? On paper, yes, because he'd be a free agent. It's not like they'd be splashing insane cash on an aging star, but on the other hand, the same pressing concerns Barca have are just as real for United. Ruben Amorim is also known for his intense playing style. Can Lewandowski handle the pace of the Premier League, which is physically tougher than La Liga? Reports suggest that while the United Lewandowski link is real, the club's actual intentions are a bit murky. The board might well favor younger, more dynamic forwards who can flourish in a high-press system, not a veteran past his peak. However, there's one important angle. Lewandowski has said before he was keen on joining United. A player's wishes are always a massive factor in these deals, and if he's really set on it, that could change things. It's an open situation. Lewandowski isn't ready to hang up his boots and wants to keep playing at the top. The only question is where, and if Manchester United will finally land the striker who could have been at Old Trafford all those years ago. The story could come full circle, but for now it's just a possibility, not a guarantee. Angelo Stiller could be Manchester United's next target. According to Florian Plettenberg of Sky Germany, the English club is actively monitoring the Stuttgart midfielder and preparing for a potential transfer. The 24-year-old holding midfielder has been in excellent form since the start of the season. 5 goal involvements in 11 matches is a very respectable tally for a player in his position. His contribution to Stuttgart's game is hard to overstate, and it has not gone unnoticed by the scouts of 2 giants, Manchester United and Real Madrid. Yes, that's right. The same German midfielder is on the radars of 2 clubs that are not accustomed to competing for the same targets on the transfer market. The problem, as always, is money and a release clause. Stiller's contract with Stuttgart includes a buyout clause of 40 million euros, but there is a complication. Stuttgart themselves can buy the player's rights from Hoffenheim for just 2 million euros, and then set their own price. According to Plettenberg, they are hoping for a sum exceeding 50 million euros. A tactical game is beginning. The club wants to maximize its profit while interest from the top clubs is at its peak. For Manchester United, Stiller is a potential replacement for Casemiro, who is rumored to be leaving the club at the end of the season. Against the backdrop of Ugarte's difficult adaptation and Ruben Amorim's general desire to reshape the midfield, the German looks like a logical option. Moreover, his style, disciplined defensive play with an ability to join the attack, fits well with what Amorim demands from his number 6s. On the other hand, Real Madrid are also searching for a new holding midfielder. According to the same source, Stiller is one of the candidates on Xabi Alonso's list, as he begins to mold the squad in his image. The German fits Alonso's model perfectly and is seen as a long-term asset capable of playing a key role in midfield for years to come. Interestingly, Stiller has an unsuccessful spell at Bayern Munich behind him, but it was at Hoffenheim and Stuttgart that he found his confidence and consistency. A classic example of a late bloomer, a player who developed a bit later but is now fully ready for the next step. The question is about timing. Although a move in January is noted as possible, a summer 2026 transfer seems more realistic. By then, the price will be clear, and the clubs will have completed their internal restructuring. One question remains: who will offer more, Manchester United or Real Madrid? And will a third party join the race? As we know, in the transfer market, everything can change with a single phone call. Harry Maguire, a man who at Man United has gone from captain to the main man to blame for everything, has dropped a massive hint himself. His time at Old Trafford might be coming to an end. After the win at Anfield, the defender told the BBC, "I've been here for 7 years, so it was important to get this win. It's my final contract year now, so it was maybe the last time I played at Anfield for Manchester United, so it's very important that I came here and ticked this match off." The words were cautious, but the hint couldn't have been clearer. Harry knows his contract is running out, and his future is up in the air, especially as there's no new deal on the table yet. According to TalkSport, Maguire is ready to take a big pay cut to stay on. And that's on a current wage of £190,000 a week, or about £10 million a year. What's interesting is that even with clubs from Saudi Arabia flashing the cash, the player himself still thinks he has something to offer United. And to be fair, he's got a point. His form has been much better, and lately he's consistently bailed the team out in tough moments. Take the Liverpool game, for example, where he was genuinely one of the best players on the park. United have already started informal chats with Maguire about a potential 1-year extension. Yes, it's nothing concrete yet, no signatures, but Harry wants to know where he stands before the January window opens. Otherwise, he'll have the right to sign a pre-contract with a club abroad come January. For United, the thinking is simple. Extend the deal and you either keep a dependable, experienced center back and a leader, or you protect his transfer value and don't let him walk away for free in the summer. It's a win-win for the club. The tricky part is this: how do you justify to the new sporting structure keeping a player you bought for nearly 100 million, who's now worth a third of that? Still, what we're seeing now is an interesting turnaround. Harry hasn't just stayed, he's fought his way back into the starting 11, he's playing more reliably, and crucially, he's not being toxic. What's more, sources at the club stress that Maguire is a good influence in the dressing room and his presence matters off the pitch too. So, the club is playing it cool. An offer will come, but it will be on lower wages and probably just for the short term. It's all down to Harry. If he wants to stay, a deal will be done. If he's after a new challenge or a bigger payday, the door is open. But for now, that "last match at Anfield" comment might just be a clever line before he signs on for another year at Old Trafford. Mason Greenwood, a name that's on everyone's lips again. Word is that his time in League One with Marseille could be coming to a close. According to Turkish journalist Ekrem Konur, 3 clubs are now in the race for the 24-year-old forward: Tottenham, West Ham, and Barcelona. Let's break it down. The Englishman banged in 22 goals last season, and since moving to France has looked absolutely brilliant. He would be a fantastic signing for any of those teams. A Premier League comeback? 2 London clubs are keeping a very close eye. Spurs need someone who can give Dominic Solanke a real run for his money for a starting spot. Greenwood is the perfect fit. He knows the league inside out, needs no time to adapt, and would be ready to hit the ground running. The only question is whether Spurs are ready to bring such a controversial figure back to England. His quality is not in doubt. He's young and could be a massive asset. But among the fans, a move like that could be divisive, and that's a factor too. Now West Ham. They've had their struggles putting chances away on a regular basis. They're desperate for a reliable forward if they want to push on. For them, Greenwood isn't just a signing. He's a great investment. He can score goals and create for others. He's the complete forward they've been crying out for. Speaking of investments, West Ham know a good one when they see it. But you, my loyal viewers who still haven't subscribed, you're holding back. Subscribing to the channel is a great investment too. You put into the content and you get it back on the regular, no delays. And yeah, it's completely free. So what are you waiting for? But let's be real, the biggest buzz is coming from Catalonia. Barcelona. This one goes a lot deeper. They don't just need a long-term replacement for Robert Lewandowski. They need a versatile attacker who can do a job out wide. Greenwood fits that bill perfectly. A Barca scout was already seen at one of Mason's games, and the report made it clear the club was watching him even before this season. And this is the crucial part. Barcelona's recruitment team feel that a player with Greenwood's directness and clinical finishing is a must-have for Hansi Flick's project. The belief is that the German gaffer's system would be way more effective with that kind of dynamic threat up top. So why all the hype? The numbers speak for themselves. His current season is his best yet. An impressive 7 goals and 4 assists in just 10 games in all competitions. That form has pushed his market value up to around the €40 million mark. And that's a fee Barcelona are reportedly willing to pay to win the race for his signature. There's even talk of a potential January move. Marseille obviously have no desire to lose their main man. Roberto De Zerbi thinks Mason has another gear to go to and can get even better. But when a club like Barcelona comes knocking, it's very hard to say no. For Greenwood, it would be a massive career move and a chance to fight for the biggest honors. So, the 24-year-old's career has been reignited in France, and now he's a serious transfer target. The race is on. Premier League or La Liga? We'll find out very soon.